The camera pans slowly across a crowded room, faces laughing, voices overlapping, but there's one figure standing slightly apart, a quiet observer. They smile softly at a question that has already been answered in their mind, and yet, their response is measured, restrained. Onlookers misinterpret hesitation for uncertainty, for naivety, for lack of comprehension. What they do not see, what no one ever notices, is the mind working silently like a library of secrets, cataloging, analyzing, waiting. The INFJ knows exactly what is happening, but chooses silence. It is not ignorance. It is strategy. And in that silence lies a power most will never understand. 1. The mask of simplicity. The INFJ wears the mask of simplicity, appearing less perceptive than they truly are. It is a protective veil, a shield against the raw exposure that comes with being deeply understood. The world often reacts poorly to intense insight, to emotional depth that cannot be contained in casual conversation. By appearing less aware, they control the pace, they control the scene. Observers lean in, assuming dominance, unknowingly revealing more than they intend. Every word spoken by others becomes data, every gesture catalogued for meaning. They let the world underestimate them because in underestimation lies freedom, the freedom to move unseen, to assess without interference, to master the situation quietly from the shadows. There is no malice in this act. It is a study in restraint. The INFJ has learned that knowledge, when exposed prematurely, invites scrutiny, challenge, and sometimes envy. By appearing less than they are, they preserve the purity of their awareness. 2. The art of observation. While the crowd debates, argues, or performs, the INFJ absorbs. Every inflection, every pause, every micro-expression becomes a thread in a larger tapestry of understanding. They are attuned to patterns others cannot perceive, able to predict reactions before they manifest. Playing dumb is not disinterest. It is calculation. By pretending not to notice, they lower defenses in others, allowing for an unguarded view of true intentions. This is not manipulation for selfish gain, it is self-preservation and empowerment. In these quiet moments, they read motivations, detect inconsistencies, and prepare for the inevitable decisions that will demand clarity, precision, and emotional fortitude. The world sees a passive participant. The INFJ sees a battlefield of intentions, a map of human behavior, and knows exactly where to place themselves for maximum influence and minimum confrontation. 3. Emotional energy management. INFJs feel deeply, often absorbing the emotional currents of everyone around them. To engage fully in every moment would be draining, chaotic, and ultimately unsustainable. By playing dumb, by choosing selective engagement, they conserve energy, safeguarding their inner world while remaining outwardly present. Every laugh, every nod, every feigned misunderstanding is a strategic allocation of emotional resources. They are aware that overexposure can lead to exhaustion, resentment, or vulnerability. By controlling the narrative externally while their mind races internally, INFJs maintain balance, retaining the capacity to act decisively when it matters most. This act of seeming simplicity is an act of self-respect. It is the acknowledgement that not every battle is theirs to fight, that survival sometimes requires stillness, patience, and silent mastery. 4. Strategic silence. Words are weapons, and the INFJ understands their power intimately. Speaking without purpose invites misinterpretation, distraction, or dilution of impact. By speaking less, by playing dumb, they maintain authority, guiding conversations indirectly, influencing outcomes without overt force. Silence becomes a lens through which they observe the unguarded soul of others. People reveal their priorities, their flaws, their desires when they believe they are unobserved. And the INFJ is always observing, cataloging, deciding when and how to act. This is not cruelty, it is calculated compassion. They intervene when it is necessary, and remain silent when intervention would be wasted or misread. It is a mastery of timing, knowing when to speak, when to act, when to simply exist in quiet power. 5. Protecting the inner world. Protection of their inner world. INFJs are often misunderstood, judged for intensity, or dismissed for sensitivity. The mask of playing dumb is armor, shielding the sanctity of their emotions and ideas. To reveal full comprehension, full insight, is to risk exposure, a vulnerability many cannot endure without consequence. By adopting the guise of naivety, they maintain control over who enters their emotional and intellectual sanctuary. Trust is scarce. Discernment is their constant companion. They speak when the space is safe, act when the space is theirs to navigate. This is not deception but self-preservation. Every moment of apparent ignorance is a careful negotiation between the world's expectations and the INFJ's need for integrity, authenticity, and strategic discretion. 6. The subtle art of influence. By appearing less capable, they wield greater influence. People tend to underestimate those who seem harmless, unassuming, or disengaged. They lower their defenses around the INFJ, revealing secrets, vulnerabilities, and intentions. And the INFJ, always attentive, absorbs this information, shaping environments and relationships quietly, almost invisibly. This influence is neither coercive nor aggressive. It is subtle, nuanced, and profoundly effective. The secret is in restraint. By appearing less than they are, the INFJ grants others a false sense of superiority, a misstep they later use, ethically or practically, to create alignment, protect themselves, or steer outcomes without confrontation. 7. The revelation of power. Playing dumb is not weakness. It is the ultimate expression of strategic awareness, emotional intelligence, and self-mastery. INFJs reclaim power not through loud declarations or overt dominance, but through the quiet certainty that comes from knowing more than anyone else, and choosing when, where, and how to reveal it. They understand the rhythm of human interaction, the patterns of thought, the tides of emotion. Their silence is a shield, their feigned simplicity a tool, their observation a weapon of clarity. And in the moments that truly matter, when action is required, when words must be spoken, when judgment must be delivered, they rise, not as a reaction to the world, but as an intentional force, deliberate, precise, and undeniably powerful. The world may still misinterpret them. The mask may still fool those who cannot see beyond surface-level gestures. But the INFJ has already won, quietly, irrevocably, and entirely on their own terms. The act of playing dumb is revealed not as deceit, but as mastery, and in that revelation lies an unassailable power few will ever understand. The camera pulls back to reveal the INFJ stepping forward, the quiet observer now fully present, fully aware, fully sovereign in their own space. The room buzzes around them, still unaware of the subtle currents they have shaped. They do not seek recognition. They do not seek applause. What they seek, and have always sought, is mastery over themselves, over energy, over awareness. And in that, they are untouchable. The secret is no longer hidden. It has always been theirs. Power in silence, wisdom in restraint, influence in subtlety, and freedom in being completely themselves while letting the world underestimate them.